underestimate this one. He's a wild card.
One moment.
I wanted to cosplay Dracul Mihawk from One Piece. And of course, I wanted to take a little inspiration from the anime and the live action. But in order to cosplay Mihawk, I needed to make Yoru, his trusty 6'10" and a half, 6'11" sword. Now, of course, this isn't actually 6'10", 6'11". This is 6'2" and 5/8". And of course, I'm not 6'5", 6'6" like Mihawk, I'm actually 5'10". But this was the closest I could possibly get to replicating Yoru. Now, before we fully get into this, I do want to preface, I am not by any means a professional prop maker. I'm not even a prop maker at all. Average, novice, any of that. This is brand new to me. I've been doing cosplay since 2020, but props are something that I literally just barely started. So this isn't really a tutorial or a how-to. This is kind of just how I did it. And of course, it's not perfect, but I hope you enjoy. So now, on that note, I'll let Past Oberock take it from there.
All right, we're at Lowe's right now. We are getting the materials to make Yoru, and we got 3/4 of an inch PVC pipe, and then we also have a inch in thickness. Here's our steel rod. We got our steel rod as well. This is going to be for the guard. All right, I didn't record this while we were in Home Depot, but we did go ahead and get a different steel rod. This one is actually 6 feet. The other one that we had was hollow, whereas this one is not. And it was actually 2 rods of 3 feet, which we were gonna have to try and figure out some kind of way to put together. This is gonna make it a lot easier. Plus this will bend a lot easier, which is what we need for the top of the blade. Alrighty, so I'm in Joann's right now. I went ahead and I got some white fabric because I'm actually going to be using this to wrap the hilt to get the wrapped hilt design that Yoru has. And then also, I'm going to get one of these little like smooth styrofoam orbs here. I'm going to get one of these and I'm going to paint this blue or green, you know, so that we can actually get the orb that he has at the base of the hilt. All right, next up I got the paint, so I have a metallic gold. Then I also got a nice glossy aqua. And then we have this is a satin bright green. And of course we have black for the blade. And to kick this off, the first thing we had to do is outline the guard. I was able to get the overall shape of the guard off the website from Yoga Cosplay, and the link to that will be in the description down below. Big shout out to Yoga Cosplay. The next step was to outline the guard that we just cut out with hard paper onto some EVA foam. Then right after that, the next step was to create the walls around the guard so that I could house the steel rod and the PVC pipe. Now again, since this is really new for me when it comes to making props like this, or just in general, I didn't follow every single step from Yoga Cosplay to a T, which then resulted in me having to consolidate a lot. So the overall design is quite a bit different, but then again, this is my first time doing something like this, so I'm not going to be too hard on myself. Now, something that I did want to mention is just how freakishly large Yoru truly is. At a bare minimum, we know that it is about 6'6", but we also know that Mihawk himself is about 6'6". And with the hilt standing quite a few inches above Mihawk's head, we can assume that Yoru is actually probably 6'10" to 6'11", which is definitely insane. And even though my Yoru is definitely not that large, I am very happy that I was able to get it over 6 feet. So after I built the guard and I situated the PVC pipe in place, I then drilled a hole through the PVC pipe, which then allowed me to stick the smaller steel rod all the way through the guard and the PVC pipe. And then I fit these little groove pieces onto both sides of the steel rod so that it could help stabilize the guard. And this is one of the parts from Yoga Cosplay that I tried to follow as close as I could. Moving forward, we're gonna notice a trend here. I cannot cut things out accurately. Well, especially on a time frame, but we won't worry about that. Remember how I was talking about consolidating? Yeah, well, so the guard was actually supposed to be about 36 inches, and mine came out to be about 25.
So the overall design for all of the jewels on the guard, yeah, well, my guard on both sides is missing about 3. With all that being said, I knew from the very beginning this was not going to be perfect. This was going to be the best I could possibly make it, and I was going to be happy with that. So the next thing to do was to cut out the blade. But of course I had to try to bend the 6-foot steel rod first. Now, throughout this video, I've tried to explain through my experience of making Yoru, even though things didn't go exactly as planned, you can still make something pretty freaking cool from that. So try not to be too hard on yourself when making things, either for the first time or if you're a seasoned veteran. Just know that your projects have your own unique flair to them, and you should absolutely be proud of them because you created them. The next big step in this massive process was painting everything. And I want to mention something so cool about painting. It's something that I don't do very often, but when I do, there's this level of creativity and imagination and of course completion after the project is done that I feel. And honestly, it's just really peaceful. It's so soothing to press the brush down onto the project and slowly see it come to life. In this case, EVA foam and paper into a full-fledged 6'2" sword. I don't know if that's just me, but let me know if you feel this as well. And it doesn't even have to be about painting. It could be drawing, or it could be digital design. Now, something I've learned about EVA foam in my very short time of working with it is just how fun it is to see its capabilities, to see what you can do with it, and of course, to see your creations come to life. Of course, this entire project was a big one for me when it comes to that, but one of the more interesting little notes was this little holster at the base of the hilt, which holds the orb. And again, it was just really fun to play around with the EVA foam and see what I could create and how I could try to replicate specific designs with foam. One of the final things that I did for this project is cut up the cloth material from earlier into long strips, and then I used that to wrap the hilt. And of course, I have to make it known, throughout this project, I used a ridiculous amount of contact cement and a hot glue gun. And there you go. That's how I met Yoru. Once again, a big shout out to Yoga Cosplay. Thank you very much for your printouts. They massively helped throughout the process of creating Yoru. And honestly, this inspired me to try again at another time. So maybe one day I'll have an actual 6'10", 6'11" Yoru. Who knows? I appreciate you all very much for watching this video. And if you'd like to see any of my other cosplay breakdowns and behind the scenes, I'll leave that up on the screen right now. Go on, go check it out. Go, 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 go.